Ok, hoy sí. Te filtras. Si te quieren ver, solo quitas este. ¿Escuchamos? Estás en el aire. En el aire. Esa es la cámara. Si vos lo...
This evening. And if you would please silence your electronic devices, we will get started. We stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Roble said that item 5 and 6 are not needed, so we will omit those from the agenda. Are there any other changes to the agenda? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve as amended. AC. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say. Okay. Go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. Let's go ahead and start. Char, if you would, please.
Char Mondragon,
Brady Casper.
Barry Lucerne.
Casey Dynas, Amy Roble,
Shannon Pierce.
Christina Hidalgo, Andrea French,
Honorado with Decker.
Damian Rodarte, also with Decker.
Susan Robinson.
Amadeo Soto.
Okay, and we have board member Elisa Galley is on Zoom.
Yes.
All right. Did everybody have an opportunity to review the minutes from the September 15th meeting?
Yes. Yes.
If there's no changes, I'll entertain a motion to approve those as presented. By Casey, second.
Second.
By Randy, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Did everybody have an opportunity to review the minutes from the October 6th special board meeting?
Yes.
If there's no changes, I'll entertain a motion to approve those as presented. By Randy, second. Casey, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to item number 7, hearing from the delegation. Do we have anybody? See me? Forms? Okay. Yeah. Moving on to item number 8, consent agenda. Susan.
I reconciled the bank statements with no problems. We did get the NMFA on time. In the packet, you have both the August and the September reconciliations. I kind of highlighted the money as it was coming in. The only one that I'm not concerned with, but there's a little concern is that the REC, they have a new business manager. We've submitted 3 reimbursement requests and none of them have been paid yet. When I emailed him the end of September, he said, I'm almost caught up and I'll be able to get these paid. So that's the only one that's kind of hanging out there. But they did get us their bill.
Of course.
Yeah.
Can we wait to pay the bill until they pay us?
Did we get some funds? Any questions on our expense vouchers?
I had them.
Bars. Bar number 10 is an increase for additional revenues, rental income that we received. Bar 11 is an increase in our ad valorem taxes for our GO bond. Interest, I'm sorry. Bar 12 is the ad valorem for our debt service. Bar 13 is an increase in the ed tech interest earned. Bar 14 is a maintenance bar, moving money out of direct instruction into supplies. Bar 15 is a maintenance bar, just moving money out of teacher salary into contracted other services. And bar 16 is an increase in our Medicaid cash at the end of the year.
Yep. Any questions on any of the consent agenda?
No.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to consent.
Casey, second. By Shar, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say. Moving on to item number 9, old business project update.
So everything is moving along. We have a meeting tomorrow with HomeSpot, who is the vendor for the teacherages, to finalize the options within the 2 modular homes that we're getting. The bonding has been submitted, the permits have been submitted, and we're just waiting for those to come back, and then we'll be able to actually break ground on those sites. Tonight we have Decker here. They're going to do an updated presentation for you of the new school site and the renderings for that site. We are on track. We did get everything turned in for the funding request for the November 19th PSCOC meeting. That meeting, they will approve the bid for the school construction and do that contract for the general contractor that you all certified last meeting. And at that, if you all want to do your presentation.
Sure. Thank you. We did prepare something.
I'm gonna rotate these boards around. Just a moment. I don't know if we had a chance to take a look at these, like some tonight, but we will be leaving the boards, so you can examine them at your leisure. And see, pass along some updated graphics. Maybe I can run.
Yes, well, we pull that up. We'll just do some quick introductions. President Kern, members of the board, Superintendent Roble, thank you so much for having us tonight. My name is Juan Dorado with Decker. I'm the principal architect on your brand new combined school project. And with me tonight,
Damian Rodarte, I'm the project manager for the project and happy to be here. Thank you for allowing us to come out and present.
Thank you for coming.
thank you for having us. So we have prepared a bit of a slideshow tonight to talk through just since the last time we presented the progress we've made, and everyone can see over here too. Alrighty, I picked a spot that I'm not in the way of the direction. Only it looks like some books and different games, but no. So for tonight's agenda, if we could just click on the slideshow, I should be able to progress or advance here. There we go. Thank you. Just an overview of the project to remind everyone the scope of work that we started with and how we have progressed to this point and the different challenges that we had to overcome as a team to make sure we got the best school we could for our students and community. And then, of course, the design process completion, and we prepared a 3D fly through for tonight so everyone can see visually where the new school is going to be. First off, it is just, we cannot go without saying the effort that your design committee has put into this project. We wanted to just give a big thank you. We work with quite a few design committees across the state of New Mexico, and yourselves and your superintendent, Ms. Roble, had assembled an excellent committee that was well diverse, had great resources, both professional and through experiential just means of really helping us to make decisions on the project and keep everything moving forward. You can see from the graph on the right, this is our design process and milestones, and we have made it this far, and we would not have gotten this far without the folks on this slide here. So if you see a design committee member, we just want to extend our sincerest gratitude for the efforts that they put into all the information and design you're going to see tonight. So thank you so much. It's been a wonderful journey. Day one, this is the picture we took starting out your new project site. And so, we still have, of course, the journey of construction ahead of us, but it has been just a delight getting to know your community as your design team and your architect on the project, and getting to understand your buildings and take questions from students, be at the Bear Bash events, show up to basketball games, and just talk about the new school design. And it's been through the understanding of your current campus that we see here on this slide that we have just completely understood your history in Maxwell and the true grit that this town has shown over the many decades and over a century of just being an established place for families to live and work together. And with that, we've just come to understand that your teachers are miracle workers. When we sat down and did our charrettes internally and began sketching on what the new school would be like, and hearing the teacher experiences of, we've made this work for so long, and now they're just so excited to have something that's going to work for many decades after the students who are here in day one to the students' kids that'll be here on, year 25, year 30. That planning went into the concept for the project. This is where we started, a courtyard scheme, which was the top left, talking with the committee, and looking at where we could group age ranges and levels and what the biggest goals were for the project. It then made its way through the design process from the right side to concept images that you see on the bottom, and then to the bottom left where we started to really make sure that your school was going to perfectly fit its community and not the other way around. This should be a school that we cannot put anywhere else in the state. It's made for Maxwell. And that was really a testament to your design committee. When we began the project, I just wanted to acknowledge that the fact that this is where we started. We started with a new school at 45,000 gross square feet. And I've crossed that off because through the many tries of effort and what's the word I'm looking for? I would say the tenacity of your superintendent and your school board, we went back to PSCOC and said, this school needs to be bigger to serve the students and programs that we have here in Maxwell. And when they sent back an approval and it still wasn't correct, we went back again. And we said, we're going to make this what it needs to be, because this is the right design for the next 50 years. So we want to make sure this is right. And so with that approval, you increased your gross square footage by 8,824 square feet. And that was huge to make sure that we had a building that was going to work long-term for this community. And so with that, the rest of the scope of work, as you see here, was included within the project. And now Damien will go through an overview of where your current site plan, floor plan are.
And feel free to stop me at any time if you have questions. I recognize some of you from the 95% review and our pre-bid conference, some of your new faces, but I won't be offended. So speak up as we move through this material. We can stop at any time and talk in depth at different aspects. But as Juan mentioned, this is the updated site plan. This speaks to kind of the separation of program throughout the site. At the southeast corner of the drawing, you can see the parking and overall kind of site circulation, how the parents enter the site as they come in from the east to drop off children at that kind of central entry that really consolidates access into the building. So as opposed to campus where you have lots of different entries that you have to think about constantly in terms of security, we've put a lot of thought into consolidating that into one main entry that you can be very aware of whoever's coming and going. It also helps to bring visitors, students, parents in straight into the central kind of administrative hub in the center of the floor plan. Okay. And then we have another slide coming up here. We'll talk a little bit more about the separation of spaces within the floor plan itself, but to kind of stick to the site plan here, we also can see some of the exterior amenity spaces. So at the far northeast portion of the site, you'll see the elementary school play areas. And then at the west side of the building, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, the number 5, and so you had 4, and so number 5. Yep.
Yeah, so number 4 was the elementary exterior spaces. Number 5 is more the middle school, high school exterior spaces. And then, of course, at the westernmost kind of half of the site, we see the track and field areas as well, with the stands located at the southernmost portion of the track and field.
Yeah, I think we're really excited about is that this will be a 6-lane track, all new field event spaces, so you can have things like district meets here. The kids don't have to traverse a long distance to have, you know, these types of events that now can be home in Maxwell. So that was a really fantastic ad, and I think follow through that was made available by the opportunity that this board pulled together for the new site. So I just want to mention that wouldn't have happened had we been on this campus. Okay, take a look at the floor plan.
One last, if you don't mind backing up, thank you. So one item I didn't touch on, at the very southeasternmost portion of the screen, we can see the teacherages. Yeah, there's a little bar over a portion of it, but that's okay. It kind of works out because the two that are not covered currently are the two that Superintendent Robel mentioned earlier that are currently progressing forward and will be constructed at this phase, but the site does accommodate an additional 4 teacherages in a phased approach. Getting into the floor plan, I think this floor plan really shows some clarity as to the separation of spaces. So if we come in through that main entry where the number 1 is with the red arrow, that's where we have housed like some central administrative spaces. And then if you go in and branch off to the right, you encounter the elementary side of the floor plan. Whereas if you were to go to the left, that's where we've housed more of the middle school and high school components. But if you were to kind of take a sharp left and go down to number 7 and 8, that's where the cafetorium and kitchen are located. So some efficiency there for people to be able to get in and out of shared spaces without having to go on long walks down hallways and past spaces that they don't necessarily need to be walking past.
I wanted to comment, just some really great wins for this project were, of course, a gym space that can suit the many grade levels your school serves, right? For education and extracurricular, which in then turn, I grew up in Loving, New Mexico. I know that these spaces are many things for the community. So then this is the community hub that now you'll have with in town that then has the space to support those community functions as well. So that was a big win. I think the other one was, if you see number 15, which is just right above the gym, that is PSFA will not contribute to things like concession stands. So by us placing 15 next to 14, which 14 is the culinary arts lab, we can now have a commercial kitchen as part of your culinary arts lab, have a door connect the two, and they will have commercial kitchen equipment as part of their curricula that then in after hour use can be used as a concession stand. So there was some really creative ideas that went through, and especially in stage or number 7, where we're going to be moving the campus to the north side of town, so we lose a space like the auditorium, but we still gain the stage. And so having a lot of those things that are familiar that worked really well in your current building, but yet expanded and new facilities that will have different purposes or increased curriculum advantages for students and staff too.
Yep, and then dovetailing with what Juan was talking about with some of the CTE type spaces with the culinary arts. If we continue down the east-west corridor to number 17, we arrive at the CTE spaces, which are strategically placed to have exterior openings so that we can take advantage of outdoor space as well. Right.
Do both of them have a large garage door?
Yes, sir.
They do both have overhead.
You don't want to.
You can see, here's the two main shops. There's that line right there and right there.
That's good to see the bottom.
Oh, yes, sir.
So that's the CTE wing of the building, and then as Juan was kind of discussing, the gym space does ultimately lead down through to the locker room component, which is contained at the southwesternmost portion.
I think it was one of the final things I wanted to mention as well, and then we'll move on. We want to respect your time tonight. But that number 11 is a safe and secured student courtyard space that during school, that area can function as outdoor cafeteria seating, outdoor event space for the students that's within the safe and secure boundary. But then after hours, that can easily transform lives to be an after-hour community space. And so this is where the main entry will be for spaces like the gym, that then you can have different cookouts or banquets or different things that really give you a nice point in the school that is focused on the gym and the cafetorium as like this heart of community functions at the exterior side of the building. And maybe we could just show them actually go through that. So here's the 3D fly through. Go ahead, Damien.
Sure. So here we are approaching from the eastern side of the site at the parent drop off, approaching the main entry with the landscaping that is included in the base bid here at the main entry. Here we start to rotate up and out to start to see a little bit more of the site circulation and that exterior courtyard that Juan just spoke to, which will house many community functions and I'm sure lots of after hours fun for the students over the years. Here is where the buses will dock as the students are dropped off every day. So you can kind of see some of the length, the capacity there for the buses. And now as we rotate around to be looking from the west, we see some of the high school, middle school exterior spaces. Fencing isn't rendered in these, but it is included in the design. The CTE yard we just passed by. Now we're on a dedicated fire lane on the north side of the building. And that kind of lifted up roof is the library. So some nice clerestory lighting for daylighting in there. And as we come around to the east, we see some elementary schoolyards. So again, fencing, play equipment isn't rendered in this visualization, but you can get a sense of the scale of the spaces.
Good size space.
Yeah. And then as we kind of complete our turn around the campus, you can see the full extent of the parking areas and some of the site circulation exits as well as that western parking. Any questions on the fly through or?
What's the seating capacity of the gym?
Seating capacity of the gym, let's look at the drawing again.
We've done 400 to 500. It was 500.
Yeah.
It was more than that. Oh, you're right. Correct. 700. Yes, thank you. Perfect. Well, we want to just talk through next steps, and then this will conclude our presentation, and we'll stand for any questions. The next steps are going to be for, as Amy mentioned, Superintendent Roble, excuse me, the PSCOC approval of the contractor's bid, where they will take the bid price as well as the contingency fund on top of that to pay for different expenditures that aren't directly under the contractor's bid, but more of a soft cost, such as special testing, et cetera. So they'll set your project budget and give that in the phase 2 award. Second thing will be to begin the general contractor's contract between the owners and the GC, which we'll help with, but that is really in the general contractor's court. And then pre-construction meeting to be held by our team, to be hosted on there. Just after Thanksgiving, we're anticipating for that, but construction start date is still anticipated for early December, which as soon as we get past that PSCOC meeting, we are off to the races. And thus will begin our bi-weekly owner architect contractor meetings. So we'll be on site every 2 weeks minimum. And then from there, if they do move to a weekly schedule because of a critical component of assembly during a certain period, our team is dedicated to be with you guys all the way through completion for construction administration. So, Damien?
Yeah, and I think that just a little bit of clarification on that last point, the OAC